March 29, 1973, the day the last U.S. military unit pulled out of Vietnam. It's no secret troops returning home were met with hate. The women were also met with disbelief. They even served, and disregard.
She was our mother.
Yeah.
She was tough.
Yeah.
So she was very no nonsense about certain things. So she never really got flustered.
Ann Lynch lives in Florida now. She served in Vietnam in 1969. She didn't really talk to her kids about what she did or her time at war, but recently they uncovered information about all she did in an unexpected way.
So I think these are more Vietnam. She was in her mid-20s when she went. She said at first that she just wanted to travel. She wanted to see the world. She didn't really give too much thought to what was going on halfway around the world with this war.
Megan Hull's mom, Ann Lynch, saw more than any human should see as an Army nurse in Vietnam.
She says that she did things over there that professionally it was the hardest year of her life, but it was also the most rewarding, the most challenging, the most exhausting. She said she did things over there she would never probably do again in her nursing career. She saw things she hoped she never saw again.
But Megan didn't learn that from her mom directly.
I know she talked about it with others, but just not with her children.
Next, on China Beach.
She watched that religiously.
Tell them I can't use my arm and they'll send me home.
Ann would watch China Beach, a late 80s, early 90s TV show on ABC about nurses in Vietnam.
She thought they did a really good job of portraying it, still Hollywood, but kind of portraying the emotions of what they went through.
I could go home. A couple toes, that's all it takes.
Until a few years ago, that was one of the closest insights Megan had into what her mom endured while she was deployed to Vietnam.
But it wasn't until just going through some of the boxes that I found, like this speech.
The speech, written in Ann's hand, it's one she gave to fellow nurses, all Vietnam vets.
There is a bond between us all that only we ourselves can understand. We all went into the military for different reasons. None of us were drafted, we volunteered. We made wonderful friendships, some that lasted a lifetime. We were honest with each other and we helped each other. Whatever our job was in the military, whatever our rank was, we were playing a vital part in shaping the history of this country. Women are regarded as being nurturers, and nowhere is this more evident than in the military. Often we acted as surrogate mothers, sisters, wives, and girlfriends to soldiers, sailors, and airmen. Speaking as a nurse, I recall when I first realized how insignificant we were looked upon. I was in a doctor's office and picked up a Time magazine. It had been 10 years since the Vietnam War had ended, and the whole issue was devoted to this and the events that had taken place. Some of the people said how terrible some of the injuries were and how it affected them, and how they felt it went on and on about this. But then I realized that I saw those same injuries for at least 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, for 365 days. There was not one mention of a nurse in the whole article. What we saw there was a nightmare also, but it went unmentioned.
What was once unmentionable, now forever lost. Megan will never have the chance to truly talk about Ann's time in Vietnam.
Hi.
What?
How are you? How you doing?
What?
How are you doing, Mom? Are you having a good day? Looks like you're having lunch.
Yeah, nice.
Almost finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to finish your broccoli? It's good for you.
Want some?
I'm good, thanks. I had breakfast already. So hey, we're going to go take a little walk, okay?
Long gone are the days of worrying about mortar attacks, incoming, and triage in the jungle. Anne's memory of those, and most days, has disappeared.
Do you know who that is?
No.
That's you.
Yeah.
It's you. Looking good. Looking good. It's Vietnam. When you were a nurse over in Vietnam. At one of the hospitals.
She's in a hospital?
No, you used to work in a hospital in Vietnam.
Huh?
You were a nurse in Vietnam during the war. You used to take care of people.
I didn't know.
Yes, you did. You did.
Huh.
Here, there's some more over here. Maybe these pictures. Do you know what it is? It's for the Vietnam Women's Memorial.
No matter her memory, no matter how yellowed these photographs get, Anne's impact can never be erased. Neither can those words and the speech dedicated to and for the women who served.
I don't think any of us think of ourselves as heroes. We would like to be remembered simply as women who served in the military, who did their jobs well without regard to politics, either at home or on the battlefield. I want to thank you all for letting me become one of you. It was a great time. Yeah.
You know,
Like I said, she did not suffer any fools. She was very no nonsense. I think maybe have a better understanding of what she went through. It made a lot more things make sense.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
Megan has one message for her mom and all the women who served.
I would say thank you. I would say I think they paved the way for the women of today. I would say we're sorry you didn't get the recognition you deserve. I would say I hope we can hear your stories. You know, so we can hear their experiences and remember what they did.
More than 11,000 women were deployed to Vietnam during the war, yet many of their experiences remain untold. So many stories lost to time. But what does remain is a prayer written by Army Colonel Mildred I. Clark, the chief of the U.S. Army Nurse Corps during Vietnam. The prayer of an Army nurse became the creed for the women who served.
Hear my prayer in silence before thee, as I ask for courage each day.
Grant that I may be worth of the sacred pledge of my profession.
And the lives of those entrusted to my care. Help me to offer hope and cheer in the hearts of men and my country.
For their faith inspires me to give the world and nursing my best.
Instill in me the understanding and compassion of those who led the way.
For I am thankful to you for giving me this life to live.